It's Uzuri, and I'm very sure all of you, even some people watching, you're wearing Uzuri right now. Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
We're
Welcome
honored to
the
have
studios.
you
Thank you. Thank you so much.
here. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Kevin Kajirimundu. I am the co-founder of Zuri K&Y, an African-inspired eco-shoe brand established since 2013.
Since 2013.
And we are currently making shoes.
Okay. For someone who have had Zuri K&Y for the first time, what is it?
So I would say that it's just an African-inspired, eco-friendly shoe brand with a vision to brand Africa or Rwanda itself as an origin of sustainable footwear items,
Right.
and a mission to craft solutions, try and craft solutions to recycle waste into functional footwear. If you check on our shoes, we're always recycling tires to create the outsoles, and we're always trying to make it contemporary, of course, modern, to make it appeal to our target market.
Right. Oh, it's so amazing.
Where did this passion come from for having a brand and also shoes? I mean, why shoes? Why not t-shirts? Why not trousers? I mean, why shoes, and what inspired you to start this?
So why shoes? When we started, we actually started by doing every single thing because we were so much in love with passion. We were passionate with fashion. I mean, we were passionate about fashion. My colleague and I we met at university, and I already had my sketchbook filled with all possible purses, clothing, and shoes and everything. She already had her own ideas, and when we put them together, we realized, hey, there's a gap in the market. And there were a few designers or tailors in the city, and we're like, what is not being done, and why isn't it being done? So we're like, let's find out why. And we realized it's hard, but we can also make shoes. And we realized that there's a huge, by then I think at least 100% of the shoes that were in Rwanda were imported. So now at least we get to say at least we have removed a small percentage of shoes that are worn in Rwanda that are not imported.
Sure.
Did you have some fear at the starting point? Did you have some fear of initiating this?
No.
Really?
You just went all out with no setback, with nothing?
Yeah, nothing.
Really?
I think sometimes, most of the time when you fear risks, right? And when you fear risks, it's because you have something to lose. And when we're studying, we're just young girls in school with nothing to lose. So we just said we're going to we actually had energy to put in. And we were young, so there's not such a thing as losing energy when you're young.
Right.
So you're not scared at all. So we put in everything we had, and it really worked out so well.
Are these shoes fully made in Rwanda?
100% made in Rwanda. We don't even import any parts yet, of course, which we are allowed to do. So everything is really handcrafted or handmade, of course, with help machines by people in our workshops, and they do an amazing job.
I know. And how do you feel as a youth, you and your colleague? How do you feel the fact that you're able to actually employ people? They get their daily bread, or they get some money from you being the employer. How do you feel at this you're not old, at this young age, being able to have such an empire for yourself and your colleague?
Yeah, you're right. Having such an impact it feels great. At first, we never really thought it was going to be like that. We didn't anticipate. We just were like, we're going to follow our passion, and we want people to be part of it. And it became a blessing somehow to have people involved in what we're doing and follow us in our crazy journey. And then at some point it became the other way around. We're like, we need to serve these people. They need us. So that's why we started the training program. We're training everyone now. We're training people who don't even need to work for us, but they're going to start their own small business. Like Richard, you saw in the video, the guy who said he never knew anything about shoemaking. He's now creating his own, he has created his own shoe workshop.
Amazing.
There are more as well. There are like at least few of them who have already created their own, and others work for a company, others have a chance at least to secure jobs. It became more of a blessing, and later it became like an obligation because of course, people are looking at it and it's making an impact, and then now you have pressure to keep doing it over and over again.
Any challenges encountered so far since 2013? Now it's 2019. Any challenges encountered?
It's 2020.
2020. Oh my.
Why are you taking us back?
Okay, I'm sorry, Tracy.
You're welcome.
So challenges are general. I would say that, of course, we had skilled labor challenges because shoemaking was kind of a new thing. I know there have been existing few shoemaking sites, but not quite professionally. So it was really a big deal for us to find someone who can understand what kind of standards and quality we're looking for. So we had to really start teaching people, and it become like double investment. So you need to make shoes, but also in order to make them, you need to teach someone how to make it. And then, of course, access to finance is always a general issue for startups and small businesses. And of course, having to go in a new industry in the country that has never been exploited before, and you have to kind of create it from scratch, then it becomes a big deal for you to, it's like putting pressure on yourself to deliver, to export, to create more and more footwear. Now we have created few types of footwear. We need to create way more of types of footwear that exist so that Rwandans can benefit to buying locally made products at another level.
And what was the perception of the buyers in general, or people who got interested in your products? What was the perception of hearing that these shoes are fully made in Rwanda, and did they like it? At some challenges, did they criticize you? How was it on the side of consumers?
I think our shoes have been built by consumers, to be honest. Of course, there are a few things where people are like, oh, what is this? Not good quality, what not. But the criticism that people gave us, or the critics that gave us, they helped us to grow, to make a better product on a daily basis, to be honest. Because we had no other testing system, because in big industries they have a production facility and then they have a quality control room with big machines that can help them to know whether the product is good or not. So we didn't have that. So we only had the people to help, the customers, the consumers, to help us say, hey, maybe you can change that, maybe we don't like that. No matter how they say it, it just becomes a way for us to change things, make things better. So that was the perception. For me, it was a kind of positive rather negative.
Wow,
which is
so
very
amazing.
good. And I must say, this has been a very good and learning session for I and Sam. And we've learned a lot. So as usual, before we end our interview, we always have this one question we ask our dear guest to tell us just one thing that drove them in life and inspired them in the long run. Just like you and your colleague, you had something that drove you up and always boosted you up. So just tell us one thing to the youth out there who are definitely watching us this morning, something that can also drive them every day in their life.
Well, I hope that it can, but there's so many things that really helped me to grow or inspired me, and people as well. But the biggest part that really inspired me is having a great president. And when we were in high school, I remember it was about, hey, let's teach girls, let's push girls to go to study sciences and be more confident and know that they can do anything that a man can do as well. So that was really inspiring. And having a government that actually does that, some people listen, and I was one of them, and I really took it not lightly. So I started, I went to science school, so because, of course I was inspired by the fact that they were actually asking girls to study such things. And then later our president started saying, hey, women, you should become entrepreneurs maybe. Like, I think those kind of speeches, that kind of leadership actually help you, or some people pick it up really nicely, and we create something good, and it's the result of having a great leadership in our country.
Kevin, what can we say that the future holds for UZURI K&Y?
I would say that we're really looking forward to be an international brand that is locally celebrated and kind of owned by the local people, to be honest. We don't want to make it like a private company that is owned by by just one or two people. We just want to make sure that it's owned by people and it's serving the international markets.
Wow, that's very beautiful. So
amazing.
Allow me in some say thank you very much for being part of our interview today, and of course blessing all of us with the knowledge that you have and also your inspiration that drove you every day in this journey from 2013. So guys, I acknowledge you to always go get a pair of shoes at Zuri. You have to, by the way.
Where are the shops so far?
Kigali Heights.
Kigali
Thanks for asking me.
Please.
Kigali Heights, and then there's going to be it's going to be opening again in UTC, and then there is at the
online.
Kigali
You can
Airport.
shop online and then Kigali Airport.
Yes. So you see, I am informed.
Yeah. Wow. It's
Why
amazing.
not informed?
Online via
UZURIK&Y.com.
Yes.
Okay.
UZURI-K&Y.com. Have you heard?
UZURI-K&Y.com.
Even you to the viewers, please. You can grab for your Valentine.
Exactly.
You can grab for your birthday gift present like me. You can do anything you want, and I'm very sure you'll love this pair of shoes. And thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate your time and having me this morning.
Please welcome back any other time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Make this home, right?
Sure.
And that was it, for, of course, for the interview section. But we still have a lot more coming. Don't go anywhere. This is still The Morning Cafe.